the other night when me and you drank on stream, both of us. I hadn't drank in a while, right? I got up the next morning and making the wife breakfast, and I put her fucking waffles in the toaster, and then we're sitting there and fucking forgot about them, right? And she's like, "Can you get my food?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "My food, the waffles." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, gotcha." I'm like, it's funny. You could have just said, "Lugo, my egos." Huh? Get Lugo, Lugo. Are you getting a drink? Are you getting something to eat? Russ? Russ? Russ?
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Ho, ho, ho. And a Merry Christmas, folks. It is December. It is the holiday season, and we are in the festive spirit. As you can tell, love me some Christmas. I am that dad. I decorate my house. I decorate my stream, and now I decorate my podcast. Welcome in, folks. Middle-aged highs, in your eyes, in your ears, back again. My name is Dan Lugo. Aha. If you ha? Ha? No? She didn't find it funny either. But I still think it was hilarious. Anyway, I am Dan, your host, Pastor Prime 25 on Twitter, Pastor Prime on Twitch. Follow me on either one. Middle-aged highs, you can follow on TikTok or YouTube. My co-host, a man who, much like Tim Allen, no matter how much he tries, can't help but look a little closer to Santa Claus every day. Russ, the beer league goalie on Instagram. Appropriate that you had the Santa Claus hat on for that one. I had to.
Had to.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other avenue you could have taken was, calling me Al Borland, and I could have gotten a flannel shirt.
I don't think so, Russ. Ooh. I got you. No, I actually had a different one in the pocket, and I wanted to say, I got to go with that one because it's wearing the Santa hat, and I'm looking at it, and you got the gruff a little bit, and yeah, had to go with it. Anyway, welcome in, folks. We're back. We've got a good one for you, as always. Sorry we weren't here last week. We had fully intended to try to do one on Thanksgiving week, and as I'm sure you can understand, the holidays just get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It just didn't happen. We tried to move it.
Stuff. Logistics didn't work.
Nope, we even tried to move it and do it on a different day, and just was not in the cards. But we're getting revved up. Good news is the week off gave us plenty of time to prep things. We have, and here's a spoiler for you, sir. I don't think you're aware of this.
Uh-oh.
We have, I think, 3 months worth of podcast episodes scheduled now as far as guests and topics and things like that. So we are going to be getting back to having guests on quite regularly, actually, after the turn of the year. We will have another guest next week, but we'll get to him in a minute. That's not what's going on this week. This week, we've got to get into some fantasy football because it is the last week of the regular season, folks, which means everything's settled, but it's not. There's a lot going on that we got to get into. We'll break that down for you. We have the fucking challenge this week, the Fresh Prince spin on it. This guy's going to hit me with 11 Fresh Prince characters and see if I can do better than the 70 show characters he got last week. We'll see how
my
that
guess
goes.
is you'll do better because it's a show both of us love very much.
Agreed. I'll be disappointed in myself if I don't do better than you. So.
I tried to make some of them a little bit more obscure, some of them not so much, so we'll see.
Sure. I had a nice mix. I had a nice mix. Because I think I started you off a little easier, and then I hit you with some real wild ones, then I gave you a couple easy ones. So, yeah, there was a mix. But we'll do that. We're going to, of course, it is the first episode of the month, so we're going to get into the Dad's Mental Health Check-In. It's the holiday season, so we're going to talk about the dads and the holidays and how they approach the stress and how it affects us and what we do with things like that. Welcome in, Patrick. How you doing, sir? Glad to see you, buddy. We're also going to talk about war games a little bit because that was the plan last week, so we're not going to spend as much time on it, but we will talk a little bit about war games. But before we get to anything, I had to hang my Christmas hat because it didn't fit on my head with the headset right, and it's right above me, and that looks like a wizard hat, and all I can see is the little hat above my head. And I'm just like,
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I can't take myself seriously anymore. Anyway, before we can get anything going here, we have to let my man Russ get all his emotions out with our favorite segment, Russ Rants.
Oh, man, this week, it's not going to be so much of a over-the-top bitch fest I normally do. Just more so of a complaint this week, where both of us have worked in the service service industry, so we understand a lot of the different aspects of it. Both back of house, front of the house, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts, and part of that industry and a lot of other industries is the nature of tipping. And
Yes,
I don't know all the places that you may or may not go this day and age. So I'm going to look at it in two aspects.
Okay.
Tipping has gotten out of hand. Case in point, I will go to a restaurant. I will go to a Flyers or Phillies game. I will go even to my barber shop. And now they all have these recommended tip screens.
Who are you tipping at a Phillies game? I haven't been to a professional baseball game in years.
I'm not.
Who are they asking you to tip at a Phillies game?
Every concession stand. When you go to a professional sporting event now, you buy a beer, you buy a hot dog, they give you a screen that says, would you like to give a tip? And I'm sitting here going, I just bought a $15 beer. No, I'm not giving you a fucking tip for walking to the cooler behind you.
Here's your tip. A hot dog does not cost $7.
Correct, 100%. And it does piss me off. But with the other thing on the other side of that people will be, what'll happen, like let's take the sporting event out of it. Go to a restaurant or my barber shop. I've seen these things where they give you the suggested amount. And I've seen it whether it's a dollar amount or a percentage. And then there's a smaller button that says custom.
Yeah, it's like hidden.
Correct. It's not hidden, but it's there. And
it's
not
like the fine print. It's the fine print.
So, and I've gone some of these places where the lowest option is 25%.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if I had a really good effing experience at a restaurant or wherever, I might actually consider 25% because I know what living on that lifestyle is like.
Right.
It is a hard concept to deal with, and a hard concept for people to understand who haven't done it as well. Yeah. And so I complain about it because who in the right mind starts at 25?
That's a lot.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
And so it could be the percentage or it could be a dollar amount. And I love my barber. The guy I have, he listens to us every now and again. So this is not on you. I'm sure it's driven by the ownership, but the very first icon or button to push for the amount is $7. The cheapest.
How much? Jesus Christ. See, I don't even understand that because I don't pay for a haircut. I do this job myself.
Well, yeah, you're a little different story. You're just buzzed and you're done. Yeah, I got a little bit of something up here that, and I'm in front of customers on a daily basis, so I got to look halfway presentable.
This doesn't look presentable. What are you trying to say?
What? I didn't say I wanted to buzz either. I don't like that hairstyle. I don't want it on my freaking cracker-ass head. I mean,
Heard.
Jesus.
Heard.
But
that was $60. Fuck, Breaky. God damn. You know what I could do with $60?
Wait,
Shit.
Your haircut was $60? Holy shit.
Crazy. Canadian haircuts are expensive, bro.
Blame Canada. But at the same time, people have been doing the other side of this thing that I want to complain about for many, many years, and I've seen it. Who started this process to tip the mailman, tip the trash guy, tip the Amazon delivery dude, the UPS driver? Like, when did that start? Like, I would love to understand how that process came to be. I mean, every now and again, I could see, maybe leaving a bag of Christmas cookies in the mailbox, or leaving a Christmas card on top of the trash can or something like that. Sure. What the hell did you just get, fat man?
Yeah.
I see you trying to sneak that shit in.
Hey,
But
my
no,
son hands me
seriously,
food. I don't turn it down.
Like, there's so much tipping. out there, and I just don't get it. If I personally feel like somebody's doing something exceptional, doesn't matter what industry, what world, I'm going to help them out. I'm going to shoot a tip. I'm going to give something, you know, whatever, I may give, cookies, a Christmas card, something like that. Sure. But like,
Wow, you're nicer than me.
but that's what I'm
They're
saying.
doing their job. Their pay is not dependent on that tip. It's not.
Correct.
There's a
Correct.
difference between the people who work in the food service industry that are getting $2 an hour plus tips
Correct.
and whatever. Because those people, if they don't, because I've managed those people.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to tell those people to be like, I claim all my tips. I was like, look, look, here's what you have to claim. I was like, somebody teach them because I don't want to get my hands in this. But I would have people teach them. Here's what minimum wage is what you have to claim.
Correct.
Whatever. Is that illegal? Sure, a little bit. Did I care? No, I was helping people out. Shit.
Dude, I mean, think about
Because,
it. I've been a bouncer for the better part of a decade.
Sure.
Do you think I have done things that I should have done or not done? Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, the counter side of it is those same people, if they don't make enough money on tips to meet minimum wage, guess what happens?
They come after you.
Yeah, we're not allowed to schedule them anymore. So
Yeah.
that's how it goes. And that's not always on them. Sometimes it's on you and your service, yeah, but sometimes it's just on the people you get.
I agree.
Especially when you're
100%.
working at a place like Sonic or something like that, and it's just random, and you're talking about fast food, and that shit was that was, yeah, whatever. But anyway, I digress. That's a good one. There's a little more docile rant there. You didn't really
It is. I didn't get
worked
I
up
didn't
about
get
it or
amped up, but
anything.
it is something that pisses me off. It's something that I wanted to bring up because I think it's getting a little out of control, and we need to figure out a way to rein this shit back in. Especially when I go get a freaking $15 or beer or $7 hot dog and they want a tip. No, you can go pound sand, ma'am or sir. I'm not going to be tipping you on that beer.
No, look, it's overpriced as it is.
Yeah, you turned around, took one step, brought it out, popped the tab for me, and said, "Here you go." That,
Yeah.
come on.
Thank you. I don't like tipping at Chinese buffets either. I can't stand that. Like they're not okay. All you're doing is busting the table.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not
if
a,
I
not a
have
big
or
fan.
haven't.
You're not taking my order. You're not bringing me food. You're busting my table and you're pouring me a drink and maybe a refill. That's it.
But they're not asking. They're just giving you the water and then refilling the water whenever they say it low. They don't even talk to you. They just come up and they're gone.
Yep.
Not how's your meal? Did you like something? All this
Exactly.
kind of
They
different
don't
stuff,
have to
like-
have good customer service. That's not their job. They're just bus boys, bus people,
Correct.
bus women, bus
Correct.
whatever you call it. I don't know. Bussers.
Yeah.
Whatever the appropriate equivalent term is nowadays. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
I don't.
But
I
yeah.
never did.
Anyway, so that's kind of my rant to it. So, a little more docile, not as up here with the attitude on this one, but I definitely wanted to bring it to attention because I just kept seeing some of this stuff over the past few weeks. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna complain and bitch and moan about this one. This one seemed like a good one to talk about. I'm sure some people have some thought processes that may differ or agree for what we have talked about, but I think you and I, for the most part, are in agreement as far as when, where, how, and why we tip. And the fact that a lot of these places are kind of like making it awkward for you to not tip
Yeah.
is a pain in the ass, and it needs to be reined in.
Yeah, I don't mind tipping employees that are doing a good job, but don't put the payment of your employees on me.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take care of your employees better. So,
Thank you. Big
speaking
difference.
of drinks,
Big difference.
I need to open a drink.
Mmm.
So, for those of you who
And
don't
yes,
know,
Patrick, that flavor is delicious. By the way.
I've never had it. I'm gonna have to try it.
Well, it's good. I haven't either. It's good. My son showed it to me, so I
But-
was like,
So, for those of you who don't know, I do a yearly beer advent calendar with a bunch of friends who live up in Buffalo.
yep.
And for the most part, I actually do not get any decision on the beers that are purchased because they all come from a what do you call it? Oh my God, I'm having a blank in my head right now. A beer distributor up in
There you
Buffalo.
go.
Excuse me. So all my guy friends up there, they try to pick as many new ones as possible. We try to get a few staples. Like my favorite one, which is St. Bernardus Christmas Ale, that will always be in the advent calendar. But we try to mix it up. there's stouts, there's IPAs, there's lagers, there's a lot
Sure.
of stuff. And so today, for what's today? The fourth day of what I call December. Haha, see what I did there? Sam Adams Holiday White Ale. This will be the first time I think I've ever tried this one. I'm not 100% sure. Smells like something I like. I usually can tell by the time I take the cap off one of these things whether or not I like it.
Sure.
But
You've drank enough
so
of them.
to be fair, every single one of the beers that I have, I put into a pint glass, so they all get tasted in the same fashion. So cheers.
Fancy.
Give this one a try.
Pinky up while you do that. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
I
How
rate out
is
of
it,
5
sir?
stars. Somewhere between a 3.5 and 4-star beer. I would definitely drink this again, and I probably won't. This won't last long in the glass.
That's a solid stamp of approval there.
Yep. Oh, and so I do take a picture with every beer, and this one, because I'm doing the first one on stream, there will be a picture next to the microphone with our logo in the background.
Very nice. Very nice. You said that's very good, Samuel Adams. Yeah, Patrick, there you go. He knows.
It's pretty good. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
one other
awesome,
Sam.
man.
There's only two other Sam Adams that I really like, and I don't know if anybody else on beer snobs out there, but I like the Oktoberfest, and then in the spring the Cold Snap, because the Cold Snap's like a blue moon.
Cold Snap. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I had a strain from Snapdragon Hemp recently called Cold as Ice. That shit was real good too.
Cold as ice.
Cheers to the colds. There you go. Well, that's awesome, sir. I'm very happy for you that the beer worked out in your favor. I'm also happy for you that fantasy football worked out in your favor this week. Congratulations,
well,
sir. We both clinched playoffs in our fantasy league. It
That
is a
feels
big moment.
good.
We are very happy. And here's the fun part. Russ is very aware of that. I'm about to drop something on him that he's not aware of.
Uh-oh.
But somebody else in our league is, actually. It's kind of funny. Rico texted me and just sent me a picture of the playoff bracket. I said, I see. So you noticed the tiebreakers too, huh? He said, yeah, I didn't realize. So, yeah. So, there are still things to be decided in our league. So, as you know, we're punishing the loser. The 3 people that are up for it all lost. So, 1 week, everybody has to go. Foofy has the tiebreaker. If everybody loses, he makes it. If he loses and Saint wins, Saint makes it. For Ron to make it, they both have to lose and Ron has to win. So something like a 60, 28, 12% chance to win.
I'm going to bench my players to let Saint win.
Collusion is not allowed.
Oh, there's no collusion. I just made that statement. Nobody asked anything, no help. I made that statement all on my own. Saint has never asked me. There's no collusion.
Ouch. Well, he would have asked if you were gaming last night. He mentioned it. He said, tell Russ to let me win. I was like, we don't do that
Oh,
shit.
so you can't tell me that now. God damn it, I didn't
Yes,
know
I
that ahead
can.
of
Don't
time.
do that shit. I absolutely will not. I am the commissioner of the league, folks. I absolutely will not allow that kind of shit. We ain't doing that. I don't like.
Oh,
look,
I
I
might
love
just put the wrong person in my lineup then maybe. I don't know.
this guy. To clarify,
Flappy goes off for like 30 points.
right? To clarify, I do love Foofy. He's my brother-in-law. I do love the guy. He's a good guy, but I also hate how good he is at fantasy football. So I want him to lose, but we're not doing it dirty. So they all lost. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But the very much more interesting part is that Rico noticed that due to tiebreakers, the seeding is still up for grabs on one side. We don't know who's getting the bye or not. We don't know who's making the last spot of the playoffs. But me and you are tied.
Yes.
There are guys 1 game ahead of us. We don't hold tiebreakers over either one of them. We are locked into our playoff spot. Did I say playoff spot? I meant playoff matchup.
You versus me.
And Rico gets the winner. That's what Rico noticed.
I did not see that. Hold on, I'm gonna. I didn't even look at that yet.
It is. So, no matter what happens this week, we're both locked in.
I
Next
see that
week,
now.
me and you will be going head-to-head round 1 of the fantasy football playoffs. Winner gets Rico, who's got like 11 wins on the fucking season.
10.
It's go time. He's going to have 11 after this week, let's be honest. He's playing Ron. Ron's so fucked on injuries and buys, he doesn't even have a complete lineup yet.
Dude, all my teams were like that this week. I made a lot of adjustments in every league I'm in today.
Right. But here's the thing, and I'm so glad this came up generically and I didn't have to find a way to force it into the conversation. Ron is so ravaged with buys and injuries that he did not have a full lineup to sit. So he's been messaging me back and forth, and everybody else. He posted in the league, oh, I'm up for trades because our trade deadline is the 6th, so he still has a day and a half to make trades or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to me about, I had to settle for the third stringer from Kansas City. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're not paying attention anyway. So, this is where I'm at, folks. My host does not pay enough attention to football. So, San Francisco. San Francisco's third stringer. I said Kansas City. Sorry, I'm already a little high, drunk, whatever. San Francisco's third stringer. So, Christian McCaffrey went down. Jordan Mason's his backup. Jordan Mason went down. So,
I knew the first one. I didn't know the second one.
Yeah, his backup went down. So, Guarendo...
Shit.
Guarendo, when he had to start, he had a game earlier this year when they both got hurt. He had 10 carries for 99 yards, so the guy can go.
Okay.
He's like, I had to sit over him. I was like, look, he's decent. He's not that bad. He's whatever. And then I woke up this morning.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong with this picture?
Are you putting something up?
This is the waiver report, folks. If you don't know how fantasy football works, when you do waivers, there's a priority list, and then you pick your moves in order. Ron, with waiver priority, by the way, you had first priority. You did no moves. So I blame you for this, too. You could have picked up Guarendo as well. Ron,
I don't know these things.
with priority, put his team defense as his number one priority pickup and let Foofy pick up Guarendo.
What the fuck?
Who he had as his second claim, who, as you see there, was unsuccessful because he just had to have the Buccaneers team defense. I ripped him apart this morning. He's like, this is why you lose everywhere, you fucking schmuck. If Guarendo helps him make the playoffs because you let him get Guarendo, we're all kicking your ass. We're all coming to the 5K you're going to have to walk.
If that's the reason that
and we're all going to walk the 5K with you, and we're going to throw shit at you the whole time.
If Foofy wins or makes the playoffs because of that, yes. However, if he has a week where he goes off and wins by 50,
Sure.
it's a moot point.
Sure.
But if it's something where
Guarendo goes off for 20 and he makes the
30
playoffs by 15 points.
Makes it, yeah, 100%. You fucking moron. Holy shit! How do you?
How long have we been playing fantasy football?
I guess not long enough for the old man.
He writes me back and goes, "Oh, he must have had priority over me." I said, "No, he didn't." I sent him the picture. I said, "No, he didn't. Bitch. You put a team defense as your number one priority. Who does that?"
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right.
Jesus God.
This has been Dan's rant.
There you go. This is for you, Ron.
Oh my God! I need a drink after that. Oh, sweet mother of McGillicuddy. I don't even.
Wow.
How do you do that?
I don't know. See, the funny part was I was looking at roster moves last night, and I was like, I'm not going to waste my waiver claim to do some of these moves because the moves I want to do really don't require a waiver claim. And I wanted to keep that waiver claim.
Wow.
But I didn't know about the running back thing. Otherwise, I may have actually considered it. I mean, I got their quarterback, too.
Because he's a third stringer. At this point, they're picking up somebody off the streets to be his backup. The man's going to be force-fed carries. That's the kind of pickup that ends up winning fantasy playoff matchups. Let Foofy have him. I was fourth.
Who's Foofy playing again?
I was fourth. It was you, Russ, Foofy, me. That's why I made sure Ron said he put in for him, so I was like, cool, he's getting him fine, covered, whatever. I wasn't going to tell you because we're playing each other next week. You know? I thought Ron fucking had it. My fucking mistake. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Ron. Here is your shame
I
bell.
We're playing each other,
Ding,
but
ding.
you made a mistake as well.
Huh?
I said I understand we're playing each other, but that's a slight mistake on you as well. Is it worth me not getting that pick to let Foofy in the playoffs?
maybe. I'm more worried about me winning than Foofy losing if it comes right down to it. I'd like to see him not make the playoffs, but I would like to win much more than I'd like to see him lose.
Foofy lose
So,
than see myself win.
no, I would rather win. It's been too long. I want my trophy. I want Goldie back.
I can't say that.
I want my trophy back. It's been too long since my name's been on a plate on there. But
Well, the good news is he is playing somebody with a winning record.
who? Foofy? He's playing Nate, and Nate is currently tied with Dylan for the first round bye on the other side of the bracket. So he's not punting. He's looking for a first round bye.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah.
Get it done.
Nate, get it done. And if it doesn't work out, we'll give you Ron's address.
Heard.
Sweet mother of mercy.
God damn.
Anyway, that was painful to sit and go through. And speaking of things that were painful to sit and go through, I watched all of War Games. And I tell you what, I do need my precious. I want my trophy back. I tell you what, my co-host here, every time we bring up wrestling, says, and I quote, with regards to women's wrestling, go ahead.
It doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. That doesn't. I don't. It's not the fact against women or anything like that. It just doesn't intrigue me.
Sure, and there's times I want to defend it, and because there's some women that are really good, there's some things that are really good. The beginning of that War Games match was absolutely painful to go through. I think Nia Jax has been great since she came back, but man, those chair shots were some weak shit. Just the urgency wasn't there from any of them, and about halfway through it picked up, and I was like, okay, here we go now. And yes, Io Sky doing her moonsault off the top of the fucking War Games cell with a trash can over the top of her. She's done it once before.
See that.
It's a thing of beauty. Tiffany Stratton Swanton. I'm not a Tiffy time fan, but the Swanton was pretty. I will give you that. But man, that was painful to watch the beginning of that. I'd like to defend some of it, but woof, was that rough. The rest of the show was actually pretty good. You mentioned LA Knight. You were surprised that he lost. I'm not, because frankly, I think he got boring as hell once he got the title. The most interesting thing about his title reign was Andrade and Carmelo Hayes fighting each other.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of what's his name
Shinsuke
again?
Nakamura.
Yeah, God bless you.
Right, you can't pronounce his name for shit. You're welcome.
That's why I didn't even try.
Right.
But yeah, no, I watched that. You know, you could kind of see it coming, but at the same time, I didn't think that was going to happen.
I was hoping it would, because I think the long term is to have him put in chase mode and just drag the rivalry on with Shinsuke, because there's not a lot of great heels mid card wise on SmackDown to keep him busy like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a smart play, because LA Knight is one of those faces, and most faces, frankly, are just better without a title. They're better in chase mode. They just are. Fun fact. Fun fact.
Some are good.
Go look up The Rock. He's had, I don't know, a bunch of WWE titles. Look up how long his title reigns were. They didn't last very long. It's more interesting when he's chasing the title. Just was.
No, I mean, there were some back in the day that were halfway decent.
Oh, yeah, like heel Rock. Corporate Rock. Heel Rock was good with the title. But face Rock is just better when he was chasing somebody. You know what I mean? He was better when he had a target to lay into verbally. Yeah. So some are just better built that way.
So you bring up, you just brought him up, and I'm trying to. What was it? He came back and all he did was stand at the edge of the entrance, make a face, and then walk away. I mean, like, what in the F was the point of that?
I don't know. I saw some people post that that's called long-term storytelling. I was like, no, it's called what the fuck? What a waste. Why bother?
No, yeah,
it's
agreed.
Some loose thread. Like I'm a fan of long-term storytelling, but loose threads are just bothersome. To that effect, War Games match was excellent. I didn't love the end. I was waiting for something to happen with CM Punk and Heyman.
Agreed.
My vision, and I told my wife this, and I posted this on Twitter too, because you know me, I like to try to predict shit.
Oh, we know.
You gotta throw shit out there. It's like I saw it happening that they win the War Games match, And CM Punk walks out, and Heyman follows him and looks back and says, "I'm sorry, my tribal chief," and follows CM Punk out. It's like, oh shit, like that would have been whatever. He said, "Oh yeah, hey, I'll call you for that favor anytime you need it." That's it. That's all we got.
Couldn't that still be a possibility at some point?
It could, but like now they just made it a loose thread. Is it good storytelling to be able to pull and drag CM Punk and Roman Reigns back together whenever you need to fill? Sure, it's great. I get it, but it's just a bad taste in my mouth. I just don't like it. I still like it.
Yeah.
So the match itself, awesome.
What's the long term looking for a CM Punk as far as his next steps that he would need to have Roman?
Well, very clearly, he's been on a collision course with CM Punk forever. Or I'm sorry, he's been on a collision course with Seth Rollins forever.
Yeah, that was apparent on Raw.
Yeah, well, you've not been tuned in super long, but since he came back, that was the original plan before he got hurt. Last year at WrestleMania was supposed to be him and CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Gotcha.
But he got hurt, audibles, all kinds of all over the place, and who knows and whatever. So they're heating that back up again. And I'm also with Patrick. Like, as good as that War Games match was, it bothered me. One, the whole CM Punk thing was just left as a loose end, and then two, as soon as it ended, they started pointing out that Roman doesn't get his Ula Fala back, and it doesn't solve anything, but they're a step closer. I'm like, wait, so what? So how do you devalue the entire match 30 seconds after the match ended?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought about that too when he said that. I was like, wait a minute. I don't quite grasp that phrase.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're saving it for another match, but you did not need to point it out in that moment. That took me completely out of the moment.
Yeah.
It sure did.
Yeah. I was very happy to see Tsunami not land.
Man, he fucked his ankle up too. Maybe both of them. Like, he's in a walking boot for sure. Jimmy Uso broke a toe on the splash.
Yeah.
Side note, Jimmy Uso, MVP of War Games for sure. Did you see him throw a whisper in the wind?
Yeah.
I looked at my wife. I said, I didn't know he had that in his bag. Oh, shit, Jimmy. Let's go, Oos. Man,
it's definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, it was, look, War Games matches or whatever, the women's match was so whatever because every woman came down and looked under the ring and grabbed a weapon. Every single one of them, it just got real repetitive. They didn't do that so much with the men. Had a lot of different stuff to it, this and that. Yep. I liked it. I liked the way it played out. It was a good story. I loved the storyline to it. The action was great. The wrestling was on point. It was a great match. The ending left a bad taste in my mouth. It just did.
Yeah. I was waiting for a little bit more myself.
Yeah, and I get that not everything can be a satisfying ending because that's just not how long-term storytelling plays out.
No.
But yeah, Jimmy absolutely was amazing too, Patrick. I mean, that was, he surprised the hell out of me. So, that being said, I'd say Sami Zayn was about irrelevant in the match. I couldn't tell you anything he did. Jay started, Jimmy was the MVP, CM Punk and Roman had their thing, but poor Sami Zayn, I love him to death, but I hope they're starting a thing with him and Drew McIntyre based on what happened on Raw.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it gives him some shine because, man, has he just gone to the bottom of the totem pole now.
Yeah.
And that could have been such a good story if they'd have dragged out the reunion longer and
he just
made
seems
it
like
a
the
bigger
awkward
point.
friend now.
It all seems awkward now because it's not fully been addressed ever. Roman's never apologized or talked to anybody. The most he said was, yeet, you know?
Yeah, right.
I mean, is what it is. But anyway, that's our rundown. We don't have a big breakdown. We were going to go into that more, but we're obviously not. Although, talk to us in the future. I have ideas rolling around in my head. Always looking to change things up and do things a little different and add to the content. Oh, there's a bunch of things rolling around in my head. Voices.
I was making a
people,
wrestling.
This, that, the other. Oh, yeah. There are. But we're always trying to do things a little different. Just like we're changing the fucking challenge constantly and trying to do it very differently. And I do believe it is time, sir, is it not?
Oh, I think it's time to play a game.
I do believe it is. So let's go. This ought to be fun.
It's time for the Fuck 'em Challenge!
Alright.
You gotta put a Christmas spin on that one, too.
Here we go. Yeah. I haven't gotten to that one yet. I only have so much time. I got a baby. Alright? I got a baby. Mister, you gotta do this. Alright, well, anytime you want to help with any of this stuff, you let me know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, alright. Anyway, welcome to the Fucking Challenge, folks. We're doing it Fresh Prince style. We've got a different twist on it again. Last time you were here, we did 11-man challenge. I did that 70s show on Russ. Russ threw back Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to me. So, we're going to see if I can do better than the 6 he got right, and go from there. And then we'll have a different twist on it as we go. The fucking challenge is ever evolving, folks, but it will always be brought to you by Snapdragon Hemp, the good people there. Gotta love code PYP420 down below. Russ saves you 15% on every order that you get, and you get a free 2-pack of Delta 9 gummies with every single order that you place.
Yum.
It's a tough deal to beat. It's just tough to beat, and they're always coming out with new stuff. I can't keep up with the streams of flour they're coming up with. Good God. Forget about the drinks and everything else. I mean, you can get anything you want from that place. So, a good way to save you some money, get you some stuff you need. It's quality product. Trust me, from a guy who's been doing it since he was 18. Good Lord. Anyway, enough about that. So, fucking challenge going on. We've got the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, the way we're doing this one, folks, he took 11 people. He's going to give one quote each.
They're all the bigger names. None of the one person who's there for one episode or something like that.
Right? Give me one. I'm pulling up so you know what I'm doing. I'm pulling up a character list because that's the one thing I didn't do.
He's cheating!
One. He's cheating, yes. I'm cheating before you give me quotes. So that's how we're doing it. This run around is 11 people. He's going one quote each. It's semi-obvious to obvious, depending on what. We do a little mix of it each.
Depends.
We're trying out a different, like I said, a different avenue of it. It will be ever evolving. We've got, actually,
just like us.
I don't know if I devolve.
I meant the show.
Devolving, degenerate.
Not us personally, because we're stuck in the mud, people.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about the show.
we definitely devolve. Patrick is saying I get 7 right. He
saw
was
that.
right about you last week when he said you would get 6. So we're gonna see. And Patrick is one of those. If you didn't catch the very beginning of the show, Patrick, we're scheduled I think through February right now with guests and episodes because we only do one a week. Patrick has been very adamant about wanting to come on for a wrestling episode, so
Hell yeah.
Patrick is on the next wave of guests to get scheduled. So Patrick,
I'll conduct a fuck 'em challenge between the two of you for wrestling.
well, no, that's up to him. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Don't skip ahead.
Okay.
But
all right, I'm not skipping shit.
So I have a character list in front of me. It's got I've got 12. So we'll see if
There's
the
only
11
one on the whole list that I would wonder if you have on yours, to be fair, because once you get outside of 10, the 11th, you could have gone a couple ways for the 11th.
Sure. And it was kind of like that with mine, where there was one that you thought I would have that I didn't, and one that you didn't think I would have.
Correct.
So we're definitely cutting it down in the future. We're doing, I think, 7 after this instead of 11.
Yeah, I think what we decided, yeah.
Yeah, because it cuts things down a little, streamline things. We don't want to run too long and all that. But go ahead, sir. Let's have some fun with this. See how many I can get right. Aiming for 7, Patrick. Let's go, buddy. Hit me, sir.
All right.
You know what?
All
Don't
right,
hit me. I'm going to refill the tequila. Fuck it.
Oh, God damn it, this person.
Let's do it.
Está loca. Wasting our time right now. Already left for baby. Now leaving for a drink. While you're in there, make me a sandwich. My assumption is you didn't hear any of that, did you?
No, I had the headset off. Say it again. Ooh, talking shit.
Oh, I did. I said, while you're in there, make me a sandwich.
All right. I mean, I'll give you a cock meat sandwich. Slap you in the face.
I
with
guess that sandwich for you would be meatless.
it.
Hey!
I thought you were gonna say it would be a slider. Ta-da. Oh, wait, that's me.
Anywho.
Right, anyway, yeah. All right, so can you tell I'm excited for this one? Like, I haven't been this excited for a fucking challenge in a while. I like this concept. I like that we're changing things up. It definitely got
I'm good
stagnant.
with it.
So,
Yeah.
hit me, sir. Give me the first quote.
All right, here we go. Will, how many times are we going to hear "I'm sorry"? When are you going to start acting responsible and taking accountability for your actions?
Vivian.
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
Toast to that one. One in the book, sir.
Right.
That was an easy
Yes,
one.
sir. I could care less if you got all 11. I love this show regardless. I just tried to find some more obscure quotes.
I think that's what
I'm
we're
happy
getting.
with it.
I think that's what
Yeah.
we're getting back to pull the curtain back. I think we got a little too competitive with it, and we started putting it out there
We
and
did.
figuring out
Well, we also
that
put the
nobody was
stakes
getting
on it
any
from
of
time
them
to
right.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So look, we're guys. Sometimes you got to pull the leash and tell, hey, ooh, easy now. All right. Second quote, hit me.
All right, second quote. Poem. Then what are you going to do? Bake some cookies? Hem a dress?
Oh, that's tough. I love the Rafael de la Ghetto episode. I hats off to you for throwing a reference to that in there. That is what that's from, right? He's shrugging. Oh, it might not be. Okay. Damn. So my initial one is it sounds like someone making fun of Will, because obviously I go to Rafael de la Ghetto instantly. So I would think Jazz or Carlton. That's interesting. And going where you went last week, I'd like to think you thought of a better one for Carlton, so I'll say Jazz. I don't know.
You got it.
Oh!
You are right. That is the right episode. That is correct.
I love Rafael de la Ghetto.
When else would fucking Will do a poem besides that episode?
Cannons to the left of them. Cannons,
Cannons
to the right of them.
Volley
Cannons
and thunder.
to the front of them. Volley and thunder. Love it. Sorry. Too much. I know.
You're good. You're
Go
good. All right. You take your time, but we're gonna handle our business.
That's oh. What's her name? Fuck. Lisa.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
It was hard to get a good obscure quote for her. Like that one took me a little bit of time to find.
I might have tried to go back to the episode before she started dating Will, back when she, when she first came in, right?
Yeah, it was before that. Yeah.
Yeah, when she was the sorority girl,
Yep.
trying to set him up. Yeah, see, he knows.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, the only part of that entire series that ever threw me off was the fact that were supposed to get married, and then didn't get married, and then the next season she's just like gone.
Yeah.
Because their parents got married.
100%.
It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were covering incest as a topic.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I just miss this show in general. To be fair.
I do. It is one of my comfort go-tos to leave on the 24/7 that I have. That I love.
Oh, and Other Dan, this is one of his go-tos as well, by the way.
Oh, a future guest. Anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Work
All right.
sucks, but you already know that, don't you?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's the
Blake.
first. That's the first tough one. That's the first tough one. Work sucks, but you already know that, don't you? So it's definitely an adult talking to a kid, so it leads you to like a Philip or maybe Jeffrey, because I've already said Vivian. I'm so fucking drunk and high, I just realized that my list of 12 characters includes both Vivians.
You dumbass. Nice. Love it. You fucking idiot.
Great. Saying Flea, what's up, Howie?
So
How you doing,
get
Caleb?
see it again?
All right, so give me the quote one more time. Sorry, I lost myself when I realized that.
Work sucks, but you already know that, don't you?
Damn. Let's go, Jeffrey. Who was it?
Hillary.
Hillary. Oh.
To Jeffrey.
Oh, I know the episode. I even know the episode that's from. Damn.
Yep.
Damn. Sandflea, what's up, man? We're doing the fucking challenge, 11-man challenge, more or less. So how many are we in now? Was that 4?
We did 4, yes.
4. I've gotten 3 out of 4 so far. The goal is 7 out of 11. I'm doing good.
Yep.
I'm doing good. All right. Hit me
All
with
right.
number 5.
Writing is such a singular and lonely occupation, and it's interesting. All the work that you create is so singular.
What? You made my head hurt. What?
I know. That was the point.
What?
Writing is such a singular and lonely occupation, and it's interesting. All the work that you create is so singular.
Wow. Now, I'll tell you this, because I've been accused of being the dirtier one when we do these challenges.
I was not doing this dirty.
I'm just saying, none of the ones I had last week did you have no guess on. I literally don't think I have a guess on this one.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a guess because you have to take a guess, so.
This is true. Oh, my God. I don't know. What? Writing? Who the... Oh, my God. I don't know. Will. Fuck.
Nope.
Can't be Hillary. He's already used Hillary. That was the quote before you got here, Flea.
Yep.
All right, who is it? I'm lost. You got me.
Mr. James Avery.
That was...
Uncle Phil.
Really?
Yep.
What did he write?
Oh, what was it? I didn't keep all the episodes.
Oh,
when I got the quote from him.
I got it. God damn it. I got you. God damn it. I know what you're talking about now.
I forget which one it is. I can picture it, but I don't remember which episode.
Isn't that in
it
the
is. I didn't
season
keep
where... I'm sorry, I feel like that's the same season where they get caught in the fucking earthquake in his office because he's working late. Am I wrong? Am I off base?
I think you're wrong. I'm not 100% on that one, but I think you're wrong. I think it's one of the earlier ones, but we'll figure that out later.
Heard.
All right, ready for number 6?
Number 6. So I'm 3 out of 5 so far.
Yes.
Damn.
All right, number 6. Lesson number 1: use a car.
Huh?
Lesson number 1: use a car.
Damn, bro, you went kind of obscure with some of these, didn't you? All right. Say it again.
I'm not going to tell you anything about this until after you guess. Lesson number 1: use a car.
Use a car or a card?
Yes. C-A-R. Car.
Car.
I have a car.
Fuck Carlton. I don't know.
No.
What is... I got nothing.
So do you remember the episode that Hillary tries to teach Ashley how to drive
Yeah.
in the living room? Who came in while they were doing that?
Man, I really should have kept a list of who I've already picked, huh?
You dumbass.
Is that
All
Jeffrey?
right.
Is that
So
Jeffrey?
you're not going to get it. No, it's Nikki.
Oh. Damn it. Nikki's tough. That's why I used him when we did this solo challenge.
But that one was a little more obvious if you knew the character. Like that one is an obvious line. From Nikki.
Now
It
that
really
you've
is.
said it, I understand. I get it. I get it.
So I didn't go dirty on it. It's an obvious
No,
line
you're
from
good.
that character.
You're good. Look,
Anyway.
I am. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. To the trash cans. You know, the things you hit every time you back out the car.
Ashley.
Got it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Back on track. All right, how many is that now? 4 out of what? 7?
Yes. All
4
right.
out of 7. All right, come on. I need 3
Man,
out of 4 to win. Let's go.
Man, I love Halloween. It's the only time of year when a black man can wear a mask at night and not get arrested.
That's Will. Good line.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Tangent, he said, I want to know what kind of bourbon that is. This is tequila. And his is Captain Morgan, because he owns stock in the company.
No, don't tell anybody that.
I mean, if you pay attention to the podcast, you'd know that. But, hey.
He does. He actually does. Anyway,
and I know he
next
does,
one.
actually. I know he does.
All right. If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, and smells like a duck, what is it?
Oh, my God. I really need a list of who all I've picked. Because I can't remember now. Let me see.
No, my problem. You fucked that one up.
Yeah. Well, look. He had a list last week, and he was checking people off. I could see him doing it. I did not.
It's literally right next to the list I'm making right now.
Well, that's. Call me. Like, here's my salty moment of the episode. So here's my salty moment of the episode. You can do that when all you have to do for the episode is show up. I gotta plan out the entire fucking episode and do all the editing and clips and all that shit. I don't have time to worry about this.
I didn't check anybody else. I wrote down the names as we were going.
all right. So, all right, help me out here real quick. Tell me this much. All right, I've done Will, right?
Yep.
We haven't done Carlton, right?
No.
We haven't done Jeffrey either, have we?
No.
Interesting. Carlton Jeffrey ever done this has been. All right, hit me again. What was the quote?
If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, and smells like a duck, what is it?
Why do I feel like that's Viola? I don't know. That's random. Hit me. Viola. Go.
Nope.
Way off. I know. Who is it?
Carlton.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm getting out there now.
This one was a tee shot for you.
Sure.
If that's a groove, the Grand Canyon is a ditch.
It'd be Jeffrey. Oh, the Soul Train episode. Gotta love that one. Yeah, good stuff. See, I can feel like you'd have good ones for Carlton or Jeffrey. I heard.
I can't do a good one for every single,
That's true.
Gotta pick and choose moment.
Jeffrey has so many good one-liners, though.
He does.
I knew that
He
one
does.
was, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hit me.
That's why it was so easy to make him the easy toss-up.
Sure.
Anyway, so last one. You ever been beat up by a woman?
Is that Viola, then?
It is.
It's gotta be. All right. So how many did I get?
That is?
How many did I get?
Because I know that off the top of my head. You know what episode that is?
No.
Somebody said, not without paying for it.
Yeah. Heard that. How many did I get right?
I think it's 9. No, not 9, sorry. 1, 2, 3,
I did not
4,
get
wrong,
9.
7. You did get 7.
I got 7? I got
Good
7?
job there, Patrick.
You know what that means?
Dude, it was an easier...
I win! I don't care. Fuck you. I win.
Let's give it a competition.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
so the last quote is from the episode where Will was a car salesman.
Ooh, that guy.
That guy.
Good one. Good pull.
Yeah.
Good pull. All right, that was fun. I like the
One of the few shows that I can do that with, and I love doing that with that show.
Right. I like the idea of us going back to having fun with this. When it's between us. And the second place trophy goes to no one. Smart ass. Gotta love him. Love you, Flea. So, as we alluded to, we do have some special things going on with all kinds of stuff. So, should I do reveal A or reveal B? What do you think?
Reveal C.
There's reveal
I'm
C.
number one.
So, A or B?
A.
A. Okay, that makes more sense in the flow of things. So, that's how we did the Fuck 'em Challenge this week. Next week, because we are in December. We are doing holidayized podcasting. We are doing Christmas movies on the Fuck 'em Challenge. We're going to do the same kind of concept, one quote per movie, 7 movies. But we have a guest next week, folks. That's right. The one and only limo guy, Ron himself, who has a 12% chance of making the fantasy football playoffs. Next week, Dan will have a list. I will have a list. Because here's the thing. Here's how the Fuck 'em Challenge works going forward, folks, for those that are paying attention and those that watch all or listen to all the podcasts. 1, we appreciate you. I know who the few of you are that do. We love you. 2, whenever we have a guest from now on, to keep things streamlined and simpler, because having 3 takes too long, 2 at a time was a little much, so we're going to let the guest pick who he challenges from now on. Who do you think Russ picked? Or who do you think Ron picked? God, I'm drunk. Who do you think Ron picked?
You.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a close question.
No. So, next week, we will have Ron as the guest here on the podcast. First guest of Season 2. He was the first guest of Season 1.
He was.
So, he will be the first guest of Season 2. He will be here next week, and it will be Christmas movies on the Fuck 'em Challenge. Russ will come up with 7 movies, 1 quote each, and he will give them to both of us at the same time, and we'll see who comes up with more, me or Ron.
Love it.
So he gets
Can I
to
be
challenge
like a
us
stone
individually.
cold referee where I stun somebody in the middle of the damn thing?
I suppose you can be whatever kind of referee you want to. But I can't wait. Do I need to help him set up his computer? No, Flea. His son's there. His son takes care of it. You missed us ripping on Ron earlier. Go back to the fantasy football portion. Good God. We've already gaped that man's asshole. Let's move on from that topic. So, reveal B is that's the challenge next week. The challenge brought to you by Snapdragon Cannabis Company. Snapdragon Hemp. Yes, it is a new month. It is December, baby. That means we have a new giveaway. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
As you know, for those of us watching on Twitch, we only do the giveaways on Twitter.
There's my stunner.
So, no
So
spoilers,
for those who don't
folks.
understand, I just kind of texted Dan here on the side about my idea for throwing a monkey in the anyway.
Yeah, no, it's an idea. Let's just leave it at the idea. And when I tell you, folks, there it is. Whoop, there it is. You'll understand. So, we have a new month. We have a new giveaway. For those on Twitch, the giveaways are Twitter only. We don't do anything Twitch related. So, Past Your Prime 25, right down there. Okay. Right down there, Past Your Prime 25 on Twitter. Go give me a follow. We will be posting the giveaway in the morning. Here's what the giveaway is going to be. We're going to make it a Christmas movie conversation. I want to know what Christmas movie you have to watch to make it Christmas season. Now, spoiler, I don't know if these end up on the Fuck 'em Challenge next week or not. Whatever, you can take it for what you will because you're the one running it. But for me, you call me whatever you will. I know my wife loves her Nightmare Before Christmas, and so does every other female that was born in the 1980s or 90s, for fuck's sake. Anyway, for me, I have not been put into the Christmas spirit until I have watched Ernest Save Christmas.
Really?
I love Ernest P. Worrell. I grew up watching all the movies.
All right.
I absolutely love Ernest Save Christmas. I saw it 2 days ago. I've watched already 10 or 12 Christmas movies with the family. It makes nobody else's list. It makes my list. I have to watch Ernest Saves Christmas. I just do.
Okay.
Judge me all you want. What's yours?
So for the longest time, I have a couple ways to approach this. To be fair, for the longest time growing up, for me it was catching Rudolph live. That was like the thing because it usually came out somewhere near Thanksgiving and what have you.
Sure.
And then it became a thing that I had to watch it live or it didn't count. For whatever reason, for a long time in my early adulthood, that was like a thing in my head.
Sure.
It hasn't been that way more recently.
Yeah. I get that.
You know what? Maybe I'll save my favorite for another day.
Yeah. We got the Christmas movies coming up next week,
So,
and we'll be doing a lot of
to
Christmas
me,
stuff this month with movies and songs. So don't give too
my
much. But what is
Christmas
your
movie of
movie?
the season
Sure.
is White Christmas.
That's your starter of the season. That's got to be
It's
one
not
of the
my
ones
starter, but that's the one that I will.
have to watch.
It has to be watched. Part of
Okay.
it is for me, and part of it is for my mother as well, because I always watch that with my mother. And so White Christmas has been instilled upon me and our associate director, or whatever we call her these days, my sister. Both of us will have to watch it once or twice at least every December. I like to try to watch it just on Christmas, but sometimes other parties in the house feel like we need to watch it another day. So sometimes I don't get to get that choice. But anywho,
Sure.
that was my thing, was to watch it when we got home from all the day's activities. You had all your toys and stuff for electronics when you got older out. You sat there, you played with whatever it was that was unwrapped, and you put on White Christmas, and that's how Christmas ended.
I
That was just
understand
how
that.
it was for a while.
I understand that. Flea, I am a big supporter of turning on the 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story and at least watching it one time. So, right there with you. Love the leg lamp. I would love to see a picture of said leg lamp. That is quite hilarious. But Christmas season coming up. So check Twitter for the giveaway. It'll be posted tomorrow. We'll talk about Christmas movies, but Christmas season's coming up. So us being dads, this being the mental health chicken, we like to talk a little bit about that. So being a dad going into Christmas, man, I don't know about you, but for me, my role on Christmas Day is garbage man.
Oh yeah,
And I don't know about you, but my dad did the same thing.
oh yeah.
He held the trash can, trash
Yep.
bag, whatever.
Yep.
Gathered up all the wrapping paper, did all that. Mom does all the pictures. I do the garbage. You do the
And
same
how
thing,
much
I
does
take
it piss you off when there's little pieces that get thrown in multiple different locations to try to get those?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's Christmas. Come on. It really bothers you?
Not bothers. Bothers might be a little strong, but just like the fact it's like you ripped it off, but yet there's like confetti. Like it's one thing, to pick up a couple pieces, but when you have, all of a sudden all these little pieces, you're like this one and this one and this, you start kind of trying to figure out, is that a trash piece or is that a little piece to a toy or a little piece of, you kind of start trying to, weasel your way through all the chaos.
Sure.
So that's why the little pieces suck.
I get it. I get it. It doesn't bug me. It's Christmas. I don't care. We'll clean up later. Nobody's doing anything all
humbug.
day. Yeah. I see that, Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah, this way, sorry.
It's up there.
Yeah, your wizard hat.
Yeah, somewhere up there. Anyway, yeah, right. That's what it looks like. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. So, yeah, that is my role on Christmas, is that of trash man, and I love Christmas. It is actually real good for my mental health. I actually end up in a good mood all this month just because I love it. I'm big on the decorations because it helps my mental seeing all of it, just knowing it's Christmas. I love it, man. I gotta have it all up. What bothers me is the old man with the trash bags.
Oh yes, 100%. I agree.
Wrapping paper.
I'm on the same page as you. Hell yeah, F that shit.
Heard that, Manny. Welcome in, buddy. It's good, man. A long time no talk. It has been. Welcome in, Manny. Way to come in. I like it. That's a good comment. So, I wish you would have saved that for when I was streaming normally. Oh well. Anyway. But yeah, in-laws. The in-laws for me, it's never bugged me any of the things that they've wrapped up as far as that. But I tell you what, because talking about dad's mental, I don't know about you. We have certain gifts. Everybody expects certain dads to get like socks, like underwear, things like that, slippers, for me, it's a pair of slippers because I go through them. But occasionally there's some bad gifts that you get as a dad, and I'm sure you've gotten some, right?
Oh,
I can
Dad,
attest to
yeah,
some on a unique level as a podcast throwback. So, for those of you that were not here for the episode where I revealed a big secret, it was really awkward for me when my in-laws, on my wife's side, obviously, my wife's, I can't remember who they were, whatever, but they would occasionally send us Christmas gifts, and they would send, like, cologne and shit to me.
that's fun.
For those that weren't watching the podcast or aren't up on the podcast, I don't have a sense of smell. I don't know what things smell like. And as a man, I would like to think that if I'm going to smell like something, I would prefer to pick it out
Why
myself.
did they just shift you one that smelled like a bottle of farts?
Right, I'm saying, first of all, and they don't know this about me, and I understand that, and I'm not faulting them for it. But it's I open up and I was like, huh. Bottle of liquid. I don't know. But I would think, though, that most men, you would like to pick your scent, or what you smell like. I don't think cologne is a good gift to give a guy if you don't know what kind of cologne or whatever.
I would just like to smell like I took a shower. I don't give a shit about a cologne.
I just want to smell clean. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
I don't know what I smell like, but they don't know that. But yeah, that's always awkward for me whenever people get me stuff like that. So, what about you, man? What's some good or bad gifts that you've had?
I don't know if I've ever really gotten a bad gift per se on Christmas. I don't think I've been shocked by a gift since I was about 18, 19 years old. Like surprised, like, like, oh my God, what a great, like I never saw this coming, that kind of a gift.
Sure.
I don't think I've been that kind of a shock in a long time, because it's usually, the stuff that I've said I've needed or said I've wanted, or, part of what I'm into at that current moment, but nothing outlandish in a sense.
Sure.
Yeah, have there been expensive gifts? Yes, 100%. But nothing that's like, I didn't know you even knew I wanted this, or what I needed this, or all that kind of stuff. Like, just it's usually stuff that's known and needed. And I mean, to be fair, as a guy, majority of the time, if you need something, you went and got it already.
Yeah, that's the
You're
reality
not waiting and expecting somebody to get you that thing to make you feel like they understood you.
Yeah, that's the reality of it. And I don't know about you, but and my son, who's is 18 now. By the way, Manny, we're recording an episode of Middle Age Live. Middle Age Highs is the live version, obviously, right now. It's our podcast that we do on Spotify. I posted it in the chat there. Please give us a follow on Spotify, man. Helps us out. We love it. We appreciate it. We're a top 30% video podcast on Spotify on our first full year. So, yeah. Anyway. Bad gift, pajama pants with the Coast Guard emblem. I was in the Navy for 22 years. Oh, ouch.
Did you kind of use the pajama pants as, kind of a noose for them?
I can vividly remember a Christmas when I was younger, when my grandmother, who, God love her, it's the Puerto Rican side, sent us some stuff or whatever, and I opened it up and it was some shirts. And I remember as a child, and I don't remember how young I was, but I remember as a child opening it up and being able to be like, this isn't made for a guy. And looking at my mother and being like, you don't have to put that on. And I was like, okay, thanks. So I had my Christmas story moment with the bunny slippers and shit. My grandmother getting me something made for a woman, at least my mother. Thanks, Mom. Didn't make me put it on. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny. So,
yeah.
That being said, man, I don't know about bad gifts. I've had some good gifts more than bad gifts. I've never had anything too bad. The cologne thing always bugged me just because, one, I can't smell, and two, I would think that you would want to pick your scent and not have somebody randomly send you something and be like, hey, do you like this?
Unless it's your significant other who has to smell you all the time.
If your wife tells you what they want you to smell like whatever they want you to smell like. Because my wife gave me
what
cologne.
They tell you to smell like, right?
My wife gave me cologne before, and I was like, yes, ma'am.
Don't ever do that again. Do not ever fucking do that again.
My goal there was to get you to a spit take with whatever you were drinking.
Jesus fuck. I wish I never heard or saw that in my life.
Some things you can't unsee, bro. Some things you can't unsee.
Yeah, now everybody else in the world is like, well, what's wrong with that dude?
Right. Yeah, Manny.
Oh, wait, hold on. Here it comes. You're going to become famous because of that sound.
Right. That's too fucking funny. That'll be that's my fucking moment. That's my viral moment after all these fucking years of doing this shit. That's too funny. Oh man. Now Manny, as a guy with no smell, there is no way to pick your scent. I asked my wife to tell me when I smell bad, and I asked my wife to tell me what smells good.
Yep.
And that's it. I have no frame of reference.
Adult or childhood, since we're going on Christmas gifts that
Sure.
we've received in our lifetime, what was the best gift for you?
Oh, damn, that's fucked.
Is that a bad question at this point in time?
I mean, I don't know. That's a lot. That's deep.
How's
Right?
it deep? What if you right now if I said, what do you think your best Christmas gift ever was, just off the top of your head? You shouldn't have to think about it. You should know it because that already made an impression on your life.
I don't.
Oh,
The only thing
okay.
I can think of off the top of my head was a Father's Day gift.
No, we're not talking about Father's Day. That's for another day.
Yeah, we're not. So shut the fuck up. And probably the
Well,
podcast.
I could give you
I'll
one
tell you
if
this.
you want.
Probably the podcast planning book that my wife got me was nice, just because it was.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about that.
It was just nice to know that she supported it and everything. She was backing me up with all of it. Why? Must be why you drink tequila straight. Ouch. Okay. All right, Flea. We see you. We see you. We see you.
So I could give you mine, and I probably have
That's
told
their wife.
you
Yeah,
this
right.
story. I don't know how many other people I have told this one, but my best gift ever. I'll give you the story first before I give you the gift.
Okay, hit me.
So, I was.
I tell you what, for the
18 or
record though, before we get whatever, my gift that I was thinking of Father's Day would definitely be this one. My son got me that says.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
To
Yeah,
Dad,
yeah.
from the reasons you drink.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love it.
I was either 18 or 19 years old. I can't remember which is why I said this is the last one I can remember that really got me.
You have, Manny. You have. Good.
So, the way that we conduct Christmas here, and I may have talked about this last December, and I don't know, so I apologize if I'm repeating a story from a last Christmas podcast.
You know,
the way we conducted Christmas as a kid here for me and my sister, we would come down the steps, do everything in the stocking, then have breakfast, and then go down to the basement steps where the tree was, and then do the Christmas gifts. My mom wanted to prolong Christmas versus just running down and tearing and it being done. She wanted to capture all of it.
Sure.
And so on top of that, she planned out the gifts. Like the cheapest or crappiest gift that you were going to get, you unwrapped first, and the best or most expensive gift you were going to get, you unwrapped last. That was just how she worked it.
Right.
So I open up this box, just looks like a clothing box. You know, my mind goes a couple different directions, and I shake it, and I hear metal, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I open it up, and there's a Ziploc baggie of nuts and bolts, and that's it. And I went, what the shit is this? And she's like, and I didn't see there was a white piece of paper in there as well.
Yeah.
I pull out the paper, and you just watch my face go, holy shit! And you just see me leave. And I run away from the camera because my mom's videotaping it.
Brilliant by
and
your
I
mother.
run through the house looking for this gift. They hid it in my sister's closet during December. The best gift that I think I ever have received on Christmas, outside of creating my own family kind of a thing, and kids and whatnot, Veteran Stadium seats.
Oh, yeah.
I have a pair of Veterans. So for those who don't know what Veteran Stadium is, who listen to us, I'm an avid Philadelphia Phillies fan. The Phillies used to play in a stadium called Veteran Stadium. It was imploded my freshman year of college, which was 2003. I have a pair of seats in my basement from that stadium. and my mother gave me a box of nuts and bolts to go find it in our house as a scavenger hunt.
So
That's
good.
that's a Christmas moment to me.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so
That's
good.
what makes me think about Christmas in a good light.
Yeah, man. That's a
Again,
nice one.
taking away from being the dad and the kid moment you have
Sure.
now.
Sure. Well, this one's. I mean, we do the check-ins, and for me, we're not trying to just talk deep stuff necessarily. We're just trying to check in where we're at mentally. For me,
Yep.
I love
Yep.
Christmas. I do. You see the stream. Obviously,
Yep.
we're a little decked out for Christmas. He's got his humbug hat. I've got my Christmas hat. We've got the snowflakes. You heard the intro song. There'll probably be more next week. God only knows, because I like playing with Christmas stuff. I love the season. It puts me in a good mood. You turn on my movies.
I agree.
You turn on the. Hey, I love Christmas music, and whatever. Call me whatever you want to. I love Boyz II Men. I grew up listening to Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men Christmas music is good as shit.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not
Boyz
bad.
II Men, Let It Snow, Silent Night. Oh
Yeah.
my God, those guys can
Yeah.
sing. But
Yeah, I've gone through some ebbs and flows because I've had some things transpire during the holidays. Like a lot of the bad things that have transpired have kind of gone around the holidays.
sure.
But I did have a great childhood, and now I'm
Right.
turning my kids' childhood into a great childhood. So the in between is where it's obviously a little hazy, and I've come back around.
Yeah.
And case in point was this year, my daughter's starting to get older that she can help with some of the finer decorations, like putting up Christmas lights outside. She actually stood outside with me pretty much all afternoon, the one afternoon, putting up every single light. And then we got to a point, and I'm actually very grateful that my wife caught this moment. So we have lights that come and get plugged into the lamppost, or where the mailbox. And so I got a adapter to plug it in. So when you flip on the lamppost, the lights around the post light up as well.
Sure.
Now my lamppost has a cap with a screw, and I take it off, normal concept. And then my daughter goes, "Can I help put it back on?" And I put her on my shoulder. I handed her the cap. She, trying to find the placement to get it on top of the pole, and putting it down, and she screws on the screw cap as well. And my wife got a picture of me holding my daughter on my shoulder, helping me do lighting outside for Christmas. Like that's a moment that you can't just make up in a sense.
No. Absolutely not. And that's awesome. That's an unfortunate sandwich that you have, but I'm glad that both ends of it went really well for you. I'm sorry about the middle and unfortunateness there, but it's good that you had some goodness going on. It's good that you got goodness going on now. Kids are good for that, man. They are time machines. They make it speed up. They make it slow down. They do all kinds of stuff. But I'm glad to hear that yours is on the upswing lately as far as the holidays and everything, and mine just stays good with the holidays. So, that's where we're at as far as
make me happy. They do.
Yeah, that's where we're at as far as the mental health check-in in that aspect goes. So, we're getting closer to the end of the episode here. We're starting to wrap up, so it's time to get into one of our two closing segments, and that will be my wild work story for the week. And seeing as that we're heavily Christmas themed, I'm going to go Christmas themed with my wild work story. So, as he alluded to before, we have a lot of time in the service industry. Mine was 20 years spent in restaurant management. 13 of it with Taco Bell itself. And there was a time when I was running a store in Athens, Tennessee. God forbid any of the people that were ever there ever see this. They'll fucking tell you. I may clip some of this and send it to them, actually. Anyway, there was a time I was running the store in Athens, Tennessee, and we were at a spot to where I was kind of a tough guy to work for because I believe in what I believe in, and I believe the rules are the rules and the laws are the laws, and my lines are my lines. Don't cross my lines. I was fully staffed basically never because I just wouldn't keep dead weight. I wouldn't keep people that didn't do what I needed them to do. And there was a stretch where I had just 3 managers in the store, and that's rough because if you do the math right, with 3 of you, you cover all shifts barely. And then there's like one little overlap one day a week where there's actually 2 managers in the store ever, right? So it was me and two women, and they were both single moms. One had her child with her, one her child lived in a different state, right? And I remember it was getting close to Christmas time, and me and my wife only had one car, and I was working and she was working, which obviously made it kind of challenging at times.
A little bit.
Yeah, especially with me running a restaurant and her being a manager in another restaurant. Yeah, it was challenging. So at that point, we only had one child too, and I don't know how I came to the conclusion that it was the best choice, but I sat and figured it out and said, you know what? I took the one that had her child out of state. I gave her the 2 days off before Christmas so she could go out and travel and see her kid. The one that had her child, I had her open the day before Christmas Eve and then gave her Christmas Eve off. So she had Christmas Eve and Christmas off to spend with her kid. That way both my managers got to spend at least a full day, 2 days with their child, with their kids, with their family, because they were working their ass off for me. What that meant for me was that the day before Christmas Eve, I showed up at, I don't know, 4 o'clock. And Christmas Eve, we would close early, and I got out of there about 9 o'clock. And with my wife and I only having one car, the best choice to do was for me to spend 29 hours straight inside a Taco Bell.
Nice. Now, did you sleep on a bench or bring an air mattress?
I used a bag of nacho cheese as a pillow. It works quite well because it's very, form-fitting to however you want to. Judge me if you want to. A bag of nacho cheese does a nice impression
I've
of
used worse things as a pillow, so we'll leave that. It's not that bad.
Look, nacho cheese, memory foam.
Man, I gotta go check out my memory foam when I get upstairs. I'm gonna bring the fucking chips with.
I mean, look, it made sense to me at the time, right? Because I was like, look, my wife can't drive back and forth. And then, not to be for the selfish part of it, because yes, there's a side of it. Them having the days off before meant that I was going to get the day after Christmas off, and I think 2 days off or something like that. Granted, I needed them by the time I was done. You're talking closing and then napping in the office on a bag of nacho cheese for like 4 hours, and then waking up to your openers going, banging on the fucking door, and you're like, hey, go ahead and start opening. I'm gonna change clothes.
What time is it?
Fuck. It's a mess. There's always a cool side of the pillow when you're using a bag of nacho cheese as a pillow, bro. There's always a tasty side of the pillow, I'll tell you that. God damn. But, the nice part, because as hard as I was to work for, a lot of people hate me, and a lot of people I fired, and all of them were lazy. Because when I told everybody what I was doing, I actually had so many staff members offering to work all day Christmas Eve to make sure we were covered, I had to turn them away. I was like, I don't need 11 of you guys. Like, all the guys were like, hey, we'll come. We'll come. We'll work. Because if you've listened to previous episodes, the guacamole race story. Yeah, there's a good throwback, too. We used to have some fun at work, do little stunts with food. We had a whole thing going on that day, too. We had this fucking bag of stuff we threw together. We cooked and had them all drink, see who could drink it. Oh, my God, it was fun. But that's who I was as a manager. All the crazy stories I've told and everything, there's a good crazy story that tells you who I was. I was hard to work for. I made sure you did your job right, but the people that worked for me, one, I took care of them, and two, they backed me up 100%. I had so many guys, so many kids there hanging out with me all fucking day just because they knew what I was doing, and we were just chilling. And we got out of there super quick. It was like, it closed at 8. We were out of there by 9. Like, we were done. Like, it was a done deal. We got out of there. It was a good time, and I got to do something nice for the people that were helping me out. So
Hell yeah,
made me
dude.
feel good. It was a good.
Good fucking work.
It was exhausting, but it was a good run. Because my typical rule when I'm working in a restaurant was 12 hours. After 12 hours, I'm not responsible for anything that I say. Because I have lost my fucking mind and gone delirious once I've been in a store for 12 hours. Serving people making food. So 29 hours was a lot. It was a lot.
Sure. Yeah, we've all done stuff like that in different industries. I mean, I actually, back in the day, I don't know if even you know this, I worked at Target.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Godspeed,
So,
sir.
yeah, I did that for, I think, 2 years, if I remember correctly. It was early adulthood when I did that. Yeah, that's been gone for a while, and you keep clanging the same rock. Anyway, so...
This fucking guy. I see you, Manny. The approachable asshole who takes care of his people. That was me.
So anyways, yeah,
I'm with you,
I
buddy.
worked at Target, and I think I was 18, 19 again, same time span. And I remember clocking in first shift. I think it was 9 a.m. I want to say, and somebody called out in the night shift, and they said, "Hey, do you want to work night?" And I was like, sure, why the hell not? So then I picked up the night shift as well. So I basically worked 12 hours at Target.
Oof.
9 to 9. They close at 9 typically. I think they closed at 9 back then. And somehow throughout like the course of dinner time, late evening before they closed, I got whiff that they were doing some sort of inventory event all night, overnight. And then
Sure.
there's a guy that I was friends with at that point in time. He was more the manager-esque, and he was talking about being short-staffed and how long it was going to take and all this stuff. And I was like, well, you need a hand? I could work. The joys of being 18 and being able to do that kind of shit now. But, basically I stayed all night and worked through till about lunchtime. So I was in Target from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Hurt. Jesus.
So I'm not a manager, but, I don't have that kind of a
No, but that's a long fucking time to be in one place working,
in a
serving
Target.
people. It's a lot of time spent serving people. But
Yeah.
we're going to have to go ahead and let you answer Manny's question, though. You worked at Target. Why the fuck was everything 88 cents?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
That's a very good fucking question for somebody that was probably 15 million levels above my pay grade.
Yeah, right. Heard that. That's too fucking funny. But that is the wild work story for the week, as we do every week on the podcast, and I've still got a butt ton of them to go through, so that segment ought to last quite a while. But
Hell yeah.
we're about done, which means we've got one last segment to get to, and that is our dad jokes of the week, sir. Who's going first, me or you?
You.
Me? All right, I will
Do
go
it up.
first. Mine was chosen by my wife because she found
Uh-oh.
it. It tickled her fancy, and
Ew.
I'm always
Yeah.
down to tickle her fancy.
Pour that shit with the fucking sound you made earlier and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, we just had another kid 6 months ago, so maybe I should stop tickling her fancy.
Yeah, keep it in
Anyway,
your pants, asshole.
what did the nut say when it was chasing the other nut?
Oh, I've heard this. God damn it, I know this answer. I can't remember, but I have heard this one.
I'm a cashew.
Yes,
I'm
God
a
damn it!
cashew. That's
Fuck.
good shit. That's a classic one. That's good shit.
It's
That's good
classic.
shit.
I knew that one. Fuck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Hit me. What you got? Top
all
that.
right.
Top that.
So I found one, but I changed the wording just slightly.
Okay.
So it just still work.
All right.
Have you ever heard of a Jehovah's Witness Advent calendar?
No.
Every time you open a door, someone tells you to fuck off.
We're not worthy. Well done. And he dropped. And you know what? That's how we're going to end the podcast, folks. He did such a good dad joke that he lost fucking connection. We'll be back next week with Ron as our guest.
together, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.